feel like everybody should do a Vision Quest.
We all have questions, lots and lots of questions, and there are many different modalities or ways to answer these questions. A Vision Quest for me is a way to find those answers from within, be supported by nature, be supported by the community, and be supported by experienced guides. And what will emerge is magic.
It's such an old way of life and a time to remember, to reclaim who we are really as people, to find life, to find who we really are as people, our truth and beauty.
One of the things the Vision Quest does is change your relationship, or gives you the choice to change your relationship with everything.
We spend all of our time dotting around and consuming, and sometimes you lose yourself in that.
When there's a safe container for a group, then anything can emerge, and it feels safe enough for, the most wounded parts of us to come out and show.
I'm 69 years old. It's not too late to have some kind of change in my life. I'm about to be 70 and enter my elderhood, if you could call it that. And I just thought, this is the moment to do it.
I think it's necessary and formative, and for me to move from adolescence into adulthood, I think it's important, and it's kind of precious and special.
I was at a bit of a turning point in my life where I was making a lot of decisions about what I was going to do in my job, in my family decisions, in my living situations, and I was so jumbled up in my head.
And a friend told me about her Vision Quest, and I had a complete spontaneous reaction. First was, oh, I could never do that, and the second thing was, I must do that. And it was that thing of, this is a perfect opportunity to face my fears.
One of the most important things that made me consider Vision Quest really was this desire to reconnect to myself, to my body, to nature, and have some time away from the everyday pressures of life that often make that very, very difficult.
I'd wanted to do one for a long time to really get to grips, I think, with my deep wound, and to move out and beyond that into who I want to be and how I want to be for what I'd describe as the last quarter of my life.
Well, in our case, we were camping for 10 days, and 4 of those days we were each of us was entirely alone in a place of our choosing. And that can be as near the base camp as you want or as far away.
The fact that even though you're on your own, fasting, you never really feel alone. There's so much going on, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's like our biggest fear, to be on our own and have no food and have nothing. But actually there's so much there that you don't really have to worry again now.
I really loved the feeling of coming home, being held by nature, having that time with myself, the community that was grown over the 10 days.
There were many times of facing my fear, but I felt stronger with my fear each time.
For me, this has immensely deepened my connection to nature.
I'm taking so much from this quest, but I think what I came for is not what it gave me, and that's a beautiful thing.
I'm feeling liberated of quite a lot of anger, and I'm feeling liberated of quite a lot of shame. I really got to know myself, and I found I have become less self-critical, more accepting.
It's given me a way of being in nature and being still and listening and seeing nature as a mirror to my internal world, and also in that mirror there's a healing and there's a wisdom that is such a refuge. It's like 100 million years of therapy and better. Yeah, and held so lightly and beautifully and deeply and fully by Peter and Natalie.
I can't praise the team at Wild and Home enough. It has been fantastic to work with both Natalie and Peter and the entire community that we actually developed here in a very short space of time.
The level of presence, the level of knowledge, the level of experience, it really, really shows. I really appreciate it.
Natalie and Peter have just been the most nurturing, wholesome, wonderful guides, but they were just so welcoming, and I just felt so held and so seen. They really listen, and their wisdom and insights are just so powerful. These are two magical humans, and I feel privileged to have worked with them.
I think everyone should do an individual, a vision quest as a rite of passage, to know themselves better, to connect with nature more, to challenge themselves. You know, there's a million reasons for doing a vision quest.
It's sort of going to be life-changing.
I would say don't hesitate, just do it.
Yeah, come and meet yourself.